Hi students, welcome to this class once again. And the chapter today is locomotion and movement, as you see here. So locomotion and movement, fine. Every day we are doing this. Just now I have come here. I am holding this pen and I am writing on the board. So these all are movements that I am doing. I am standing on my legs. Okay. Sometimes I'm moving my hands, sometimes I'm moving forward, sometimes I'm coming backward. So how these movements are possible? Okay, and the important fact is that this is an essential characteristic of all living beings. Without movement, without locomotion, the living beings will not exist. Even in plants, movements are there. Locomotion from one place to another may not be there, but movement is there. The branches, the shoot system is moving upward, especially towards light, and the roots are moving downwards towards the gravity. So movement is there in plants. Okay, let us concentrate in humans how movements are taking place. Then muscles come in mind first of all. Muscles are so important. Without muscles, are movements possible? No, because the contraction and relaxation of muscles only enable us to move. Okay, enable the different body parts to move. So these are the muscles which are attached to the bones, but their contraction and relaxation only are responsible for various kinds of movements, externally and internally as well. So externally we have, we can move our legs, we can move our hands, just how I talked about. So that is because of the muscles on which we have some control, direct control, and they are known as the skeletal muscles. They are also known as striated muscles because they are having bands, light band and dark bands. Those bands are there in the skeletal muscles, and they are attached to the skeletal system. That is why they are called skeletal muscle. We have conscious control on them, so they are also known as voluntary muscles. And since they are having bands, they are known as striated muscles. Then we come to visceral muscle. Visceral muscles are what? They are the muscles inside our body, which we can't see, in the alimentary canal, in the heart, in the blood vessels, where involuntary movements are there, where we do not have any control. So, how the food is moving down, if you think, it is because of the peristaltic movement in the muscles of the alimentary canal. They are contracting, they are relaxing. That is why food is moving downward. It is reaching the stomach. Okay. So on those muscles, they are taking place on their own. We don't have direct control on them. They are known as visceral muscle. They are also known as involuntary muscles. Okay. They are smooth muscles because they do not have any band on them. Right? Dark band or light bands are not there. And third kind of muscles, you all have studied about this, the cardiac muscles. My God, heart. And the heart is made up of muscles. And that is why the contraction and relaxation of heart is enabling the heart, the pumping station, to work. Why we say pumping station? Because it pumps the oxygenated blood to all parts of the body, isn't it? So, how this is happening? How this is possible? Because of the cardiac muscles only. In the four chambers, okay, and in the walls of the heart, which are having three layers, epicardium, endocardium, and myocardium, or epicardium, myocardium, and endocardium. So these muscles are all involuntary muscles. We don't have a direct control on their contraction and on their relaxation. Okay, but the fibers and the other and the muscles as a whole look like skeletal muscle. So you have to say that the cardiac muscles are of both the types, involuntary as well as voluntary. Okay, by nature they are involuntary, and by looks they are voluntary. Okay, fine. Now, when we talk about skeletal muscle, which is very important, and generally skeletal muscles are there, which we have direct control, and we are moving from place to place, from here to there. Okay, because of this skeletal muscle. And think of a situation where skeletal muscles are not working, then what will happen? A living being, a human or any animal will not be able to move. So, how pathetic that will be. It will not be possible to survive, I think. So, that is how the skeletal muscle is so important. So, skeletal muscle basically contains what? Basically contains muscle bundles, which are known as fascicles. Muscle bundle is having what? Muscle fiber, muscle fibers. So the plasma membrane of the muscle fiber is known as sarcolemma. Okay, fine, sarcolemma. So sarcolemma is the plasma membrane, and in the fiber, in the plasma membrane, we will call sarcoplasm. Okay, sarcoplasm is a big area of sarcoplasm is having number of nuclei, which is known as a syncytium, which is known as what? A syncytium. Okay. So this is known as a syncytium. Okay, a big area of the sarcoplasm having many nuclei. And then what else is there in the muscle fiber? In the sarcoplasm, there are long filament-like structures which are known as myofil, okay, or myofilaments, okay. So these are the long filaments which are there. So they are known as myofilaments, okay. So these filaments are made up of two proteins. One is actin, another is myosin. One is actin, another is myosin. So actin is a protein which is making a band. That band is having a light. So the band with light is having actin, and the other band, which is dark band, is having the protein myosin. Okay. So as I said a little earlier, that the characteristic of these muscles is that they are having bands, light band and dark bands. So light band is what? Is made up of the protein actin, and the dark band or the band which is dark is containing what? The protein myosin, right? So these are the two proteins which are there in these bands. And the characteristic of this skeletal muscle is that they are having bands, light and dark. So now further about the position of these bands we will discuss in my next video. So with that I am ending this part. I will do this in two parts, part 1 and part 2, right? That will be comfortable for you all. Thank you very much. God bless you all.